sometimes that's how opportunities come. They are often disguised. They come as a responsibility that sometimes you're not even willing to take on, but it's been thrust upon you. Sometimes it's a problem you have to solve, and in solving it, it opens a whole door to you, and it's an opportunity. Hello, everyone. Good day wherever you are. Welcome to Connecting the Dots with IH. I'm IH, the connector, and thank you for being here again. Today, we want to talk about opportunities. I find that opportunities come disguised. Often, opportunity doesn't knock at the door and say, hello, I'm opportunity. No, often it comes as a challenge. It comes as some problem you're trying to solve, or some responsibility that has been put on you that you were not very ready for. And these opportunities tend to unearth, they show the talent in us that we have, but we may not have been aware of. I remember when I was 13, I joined a group called Teenagers Outreach Ministry. Teenagers Outreach Ministry was a Christian interdenominational group. We would have Bible studies, we would have outreaches. Basically, we had clubs. We had small clubs in different geographical locations. And there was a camp. They would have annual camps in these different zones. And when they had the camp in our zone, some friends told us about it. The first year, we didn't get to go. So the second time, we went. And then we came back and decided to check out the club in our location. So these clubs were formed such that they had teenagers, and then there was a matron or patron, an older person, an adult, who oversaw the club and their activities, their weekly meetings. Weekly meetings were mostly Bible studies, and then were planned for whatever it was that was on our calendar. So I went to that club. The first Sunday I went, long story short, I was told that they were going to vote for executives for that particular chapter. Somehow I was made president, to cut it all short. It was a surprise for me. All along I thought it was a joke. When they said nominate and I was nominated, I laughed. I thought that, these people don't really know me. There are like 30 to 35 teenagers in the meeting that day. And I was like, oh, these people don't really know me. I mean, it was a place I had grown up. I lived my whole life there at that point. And it was an estate. So it was a very structured society. We knew one another to a large extent. You wouldn't know everybody, but you know their faces, and then you know some. So it was a mixed crowd of that. And I felt, I just came. It's my first meeting. But yeah, they made me president. And then the matron, who we called Auntie Bimbo, hi Auntie Bimbo, in case you're watching this episode, I want to say thank you. At the time, I would not have said thank you because I thought you were putting a lot of pressure on me and giving me responsibilities I wasn't ready for. But I'm going to say thank you here so I don't forget. I want to say thank you because in putting that responsibility on me, you showed me a talent I had that I had no idea about. And you caused me to stretch and grow. So thank you so much for that. So yes, I was 13 and then I had been made president of this club. And Auntie Bimbo, who was the matron of the club, told me right at the end of that meeting that she wanted us to have an event for teenagers in our society, in our community. She wanted it to be an outreach thing. So it was going to be like a party. We called it a bash. I don't know if people still use that word, bash. So we're going to have a bash and invite all the teenagers in the community. The community had, I would say, over 200 families living in one place. So we're going to invite all their teenagers. And then while they're having the party, the bash, talk about Jesus and then hopefully get some people to commit to him and join the club. And she said, you're going to plan everything. I was 13. So she said, you're going to plan everything. All I'm going to do is get you a venue and then let your parents know and the parents of the other teenagers in the club. I'll let them know that this is what we're doing and you have my backing. That's all. Everything else, find how you raise money for the event, find what you will do at the event, what activities will you have, what food will you serve, organize all of that. I kept thinking that it was a joke, but it was true. She literally left the thing for us to plan. So we had to find a way to raise the money. We ended up doing something we had learned in school, where thankfully it was a very, like I said, a very structured community. We had our boundaries well defined, every house, every street, every close, every crescent, well defined, well named, well labeled, everything. So we could put ourselves together and then on the weekends go from house to house and tell them, this is what we've come to do. We want to work and you pay us, and we're putting money together to do this. And our parents, I mean, it was a very civil community. Our parents were very accommodating. So we did that. We would come and say, we're putting your clothes, like send us and you pay. Wash my car. Then you wash the car, they pay. Some people will say, put the clothes on the line. Some people also say, how can I send you? What can you do in this house? You just take money and go and do what you're doing. But we raised the money and then we came together, planned our menu, and then did the baking and everything ourselves. And we had that event. It was successful. We had over 100 teenagers attend. We had, I can't remember the exact number. This was years ago. But we had people who gave their lives to Christ. We had people who joined the club. And then the club zonally applauded us for it. They kept saying they had not seen any other club do that. And so that year, for the zonal, and the zone is, different clubs who come together. So for the zonal end of year party, they came to our community to have it because they said they were going to celebrate us for having that event successfully. Now it didn't look like an opportunity. It was a responsibility she was putting on me, unlike anything I had ever done in my life. I had never organized anything on that scale. In fact, as far as I remember, I had never organized anything, period. But because of that responsibility she put on us, we rose up to it. And so in doing that, we're able to identify that we have these talents. And from that experience, till now, I plan events. But that was the first time I ever planned an event. That was the first time I saw that I could plan an event. And so sometimes that's how opportunities come. They are often disguised. They come as a responsibility that sometimes you're not even willing to take on, but it's been thrust upon you. Sometimes it's a problem you have to solve. And in solving it, it opens a whole door to you, and it's an opportunity. And it's my prayer that in whatever way opportunity comes, whatever disguise it may come as you've heard this story, your mind is somehow opened and in tune to be alert to see opportunity in its disguise and grab it and become better for it. That's it for this episode. Thank you for being here. Be sure to share, to like, to drop a comment. Let us know different ways you have come across opportunities, if you were able to recognize them. Maybe you're only seeing them in hindsight. Whatever your experience was, please share. I'm sure that it will be a wonderful learning testimony for all of us. Until next time, stay connected. This is Aif, the Connector, signing off. Thank you and see you in the next episode. Bye.